In 5 days, we are going to see the landscape for investing into crypto as a retail investor change forever. And so in today's video, let's talk a little bit about what exactly is happening and why, again, this could be a defining moment for you crypto investors. Now, let me begin by giving you just a little bit of backstory, okay? So about a year and a half ago, I created something called the HGA. The HGA stands for the Hill Growth Agency, and basically what it is just an agency that used to work on the back end for YouTubers and sponsored videos. So what would happen is when companies would reach out looking for sponsored videos and I didn't want to do them, I would push them to other YouTubers and I would funnel them that way and make a commission on the side. Well, over a year and a half, what has happened is that we have now become an influencer relations agency as a whole. Throughout that process, we have met some of the biggest influencers in the world. We've been to events with some of the biggest influencers in the world. And, we've started to grow our own name, our own brand, and our reputation immensely throughout the world of Web3. Now, throughout this process, we started to manage guys like my financial friend, who is actually a part owner of the agency now, Austin Hilton, Zach Humphreys, Connor Kinney, Matthew Perry, Your Prop, Crypto Zeus, Tom Crown, My Crypto Journey, and well, many more. Now, we have over 2 million subscribers across all of our influencers, and we're onboarding another 1 million subscribers just in the next few weeks here. And now you may be wondering, well, what does this have to do with anything? Well, what we came to realize is that we were starting to get news. We were starting to get information. We were starting to notice things behind the scenes that the general public could never get access to. We were being reached out by companies who were looking to run hundreds of thousands of dollars of marketing campaigns. We were getting reached out to by companies who hadn't been doing marketing for years and were finally starting to ramp up their marketing in that exact precise moment for who knows what reason. And because of these things, we started to pay attention to how was this actually impacting crypto. And what we noticed, and what I specifically noticed from a more back-end perspective, was that although, yes, utility is important, although development is important, although progress is important, the number one thing that is moving charts in the world of crypto at this given point, from the lowest of the lows to the highest of the highs, is who is spending money on marketing and who is getting their name out there. I've come to realize that you can have one of the best products in the world, but if you're not marketing it correctly and you're not getting it in front of people, no one's going to notice and no one's going to care. And if in the world of crypto that same rule applies, that means that your price is not going to go anywhere. And so this started to trigger me into thinking, well, hold on a second. We see alpha, we find all of these people who are posting about the cryptos that they like and stuff like that, but that alpha comes from due diligence on development and ecosystemic growth. But how often does it come down to that alpha actually being provided from a point of who's spending money where, who's actually putting in effort, who's actually getting their name out there, who's doing the marketing? Because at the end of the day, the marketing is what makes the difference. And so this started to kind of roll things in my mind like, wait, the general public has no access to this. The general public has no way of being able to even see these things. The general public has no way of knowing what is happening behind the scenes until it's at the front of the scenes. And by the time it gets to your screen, by the time it gets on Twitter, by the time it gets on YouTube, you've seen it, I've seen it, it's already up there. That's what gets you pump and dumped on, because all of the people in the back end, they're the ones who are seeing what's happening, and then they're the ones who are buying up in advance. And then next thing you know, boom, it hits news, and by the time it's public, the thing's probably falling at that given point. And so that's when it started to roll in my mind. The public has no way of accessing this information, well, until now. So what we decided to do is, as an agency, we all came together. Let me give you a little bit of an example here. Like I mentioned, there's me, Tyler Hill, 81,000 subscribers. My financial friend, 248,000 subscribers. Connor Kinney, 174,000. Austin Hilton, 240,000. Matthew Perry, 206,000. Crypto Zeus, 68,000. My Crypto Journey, 30,000. Zach Humphreys, 121,000. And more influencers. Again, millions of subscribers amongst all of us. We decided that we're going to take all of the information that we're receiving on the back end, that we are legally allowed to share, and we are going to put it in one place, giving the public and giving people who would not have ever had access to this the ability to see what is happening on the back end. You need to be able to see who's spending money where, because that is truly what is going to move the price. And so we decided, look, we're going to make a platform. It's going to be called HG Access, as you can get a little bit of an idea of what this looks like here. And what HG Access is going to be is a Discord/Patreon community in which allows you to be able to see what is happening behind the scenes, again, accessing information that no one else has access to. Let me give you a little bit of alpha. Let me give you a little bit of insight of what this could look like. For example, I gave a post a couple days ago letting people know, look, over the last 2 weeks, our entire ecosystems of creators has received messages from outbound agents that represent the DAOs in the Polkadot ecosystem. Basically, they were just reaching out saying, look, the Polkadot ecosystem's not spent any money on marketing in the last 2 years, but it's about time to ramp it up. We obviously want to get DOT out there again. And what you can see is if you go look at DOT's chart right now, the thing is moving. That's the reason it's moving, because they're putting their name out there. Let's go over to narrative alpha plays. This is a good one, okay? What you can see is we made a narrative alpha play, and I basically just said, listen, over the last few weeks, I've gotten a dramatic uptick in the amount of gaming-based crypto companies that are reaching out to me. They all of them want Alex Becker for some reason, but to some degree, it's just one clear narrative. It's all the same. So because of all this information I was receiving on the back end, knowing that these crypto gaming companies were spending $50 to $100 to $150,000 at a time, I knew that that's the place to put some money. Since then, in the last week, okay, let's go to winning plays so you can see what's going on. For example, Diga in one day, from the time we posted it to the time I made an update, was up 50%. Gala or GMT up 24% in 1 week. Gala up 15% in 1 week. IMX up 10%, 9% in 1 week. And this was a long-term alpha play. This wasn't just a, hey, buy this for the next week. This is buy this for the next year. So if this week can give us gains of 50%, 24%, 15%, 9%, what can the next year look like? And I mean, it doesn't even stop there. I mean, let's go down here. I posted just earlier today. We posted about Baby Grok and narrative alpha plays on December 24th, and it is now up 51% in the last 2 days. Either in narrative alpha plays or meme coins, because it's in both ones. I was telling them, look, start watching out for these spinoffs. I started noticing in the back end that a lot of these spinoffs, these fake Groks, these fake Snecks, these fake CUQs, right? All of those ones were starting to reach out a lot more. So I'm just saying, hey, pay attention to them. I gave some examples like how Pepe went to Pepe 2.0. Safe Moon people started investing into some Safe Mars. Doge people went to Baby Doge. And now Grok to Baby Grok. And like I mentioned before, the damn thing's up 51% just in the last 2 days. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. Getting access to information to be able to see what is happening on the back end is so transformative that it absolutely changes the way in which retail investors should be deciding on what they're investing in if they really want to see some true gains. Okay. And so, as I mentioned before, our whole goal, our whole purpose is to take the information that people never would have had access to, democratize it and make it public and put it in a public platform in which people can get access to this information. So what I want you to do is understand this. On January 1st, 2024, the year of the halving, we are going to be launching HG Access. When we launch it, there's only going to be a limited number of spots because there will be things that we're going to have to work out, little kinks and things like that obviously are going to need to be fixed. So whenever I do make another announcement, it's going to be in a couple days right before this thing launches. I want you to stay tuned because I'm going to give you more information on when it's going to be launching and how it's going to be launching, where it's going to be launching so that you can get access and you can get information about it. Because again, we're going to have limited spots and we're going to open up some more and more over time. But again, you've seen in 1 week, 24%, 15%, 9%, 10% gains, they happen fast. And obviously, if that's something you want to be a part of in the year of the halving, it's not something you should sleep on. So I hope you guys are ready. This is going to change everything. I will see you all soon. Peace out, everybody.